Everybody right now has dreams, don't they, guys? All right, everybody in the NFL, I have a dream of making it in the NFL. I got a dream of winning a Super Bowl. I got a dream of being in a Pro Bowl. I'm really not into dreams anymore, okay? I'm into nightmares.
Going up top, Josh Jacobs. Harwood time, launches for Aguilar, behind the knee for the touchdown. Ball gears it out, separation, pulled in, Henry runs, the speed, touchdown. What a catch by Retro.
You can beat anybody, anywhere, on any time zone.
Just win, baby.
Good evening, Raider Nation. This is Ollie the Writer, the UK Commish. Welcome to episode 22. We hate you too, Philis. This is the Indianapolis. This is a pre-game show for Indianapolis Colts at Las Vegas. Before we get rolling, let's start welcoming everyone in. Good evening, Tony, mate.
Good evening, all. How are we doing? You good?
We're good. How you doing today?
Yeah, not bad.
And everyone in the chat, let us know you're there. Give us a good evening. Give us a howdy doody. Let us know you're there.
Nice. Filling up nice.
Yep. Coming along. Right. Let's bring that bearded one in.
That bearded one has had a nice little shave. Look at this. Nice little fresh trim. It's still there. It's still there, but, you know, we've got to keep up appearances somehow in lockdown. Evening, gents. How are we?
Very good.
Oh, not bad.
Good stuff.
Ready for tonight?
I'm ready as I'll ever be. I've done my homework. I'm up to date.
Got
The
some
orange
useless
spice.
stats.
Yep. Orange spice candles burning. The mug is full of tea. No vino this Saturday.
You got your feet in a foot bath thing? Probably right.
Just some fresh piranhas. Not piranhas. What are they called? What are the fish that nibble your feet?
That's not going to be too comfortable.
To be fair, piranhas probably would nibble your feet.
They would, yeah, but I think they take off more than the rough skin. What are they called? What fish are they?
I don't know.
Mushies.
I don't want to Google what fish nibble your feet.
Sharks.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Sharks nibble feet.
My feet are not that big.
Right. Well, this evening we have got a special guest with us.
I'm here every week.
We have got Skane.
Welcome.
Finally made it on. Sorry for the full start last week. He almost made it.
Yeah, that's true. How you doing, fellas?
Good, very good. All good to have you here, Matt.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Finally.
You've been getting love in the chat already.
For those that are watching along at home, this is Skane. He's from Silver and Black Sweden, and also one of the hosts over at NFL Podden. And he's joining us today. That's it. And I have just realised I've been really rude, Tony. Do you mind?
I did wonder what was going on. But
sorry, mate. Sorry, Skane, we're going to have to just cut you off. We've got to say some good evenings.
Well, we've got to introduce the cast before the
of course
the army. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I go backstage again. No worries. See you in a minute.
Back behind the
curtain. Right. Okay. So Kenny Blair, second in tonight.
Oh,
he's been picked to the post by Simon Jordan.
Evening, Simon.
I'll do it in my proper accent rather than my Welsh accent. Because got chewed out last week for that. Right, Mark. Mark Bloodworth's in. Clive's in. Matt Berry's in. Kev Wrightsall. He's these guys again. I know, right? Steve McLeod's in. And Colin McDonald's in.
Oh, good.
that's
Welcome.
Pretty much all we've got. No Dale yet.
No, Dale. I didn't notice that.
He's
You're
probably
right.
busy cooking up some porchetta or some erroneous dish, I imagine.
Right. Before I jumped ahead, I'll jump back now. Welcome back, mate.
Hang on. We've got Skane on the show.
Now let me to reintroduce myself. You know? Right. Thanks for having me. Lovely to be here. And man, Steve, if I known that you would be watching, I would put on my kilt. But since I just right now saw that you were watching, and of course I cannot show the camera below the waist. Only it was very specific about that.
We
pre-talks earlier.
We have a pretty low bar, but it's not that low.
Exactly.
It is before 9 p.m. here in the UK. So
Is that around that way?
That's the problem.
PG-13.
And he went over like a million times. It's like, yeah, it's okay to swear, but try not to use a swear word in every sentence and word. So I've been studying hard, just the fine, gentle words.
He's got. I tell you what, Skane's vocabulary challenges most British people. It is quite fine, the words that he crops out, and I'm sure he will try and match my matriculate from last week with some other fine words.
We need like a word of the show segment at the end where we just
a
pick
word of the show.
the best word we've used this show, because there's been some good words used.
There has been some belters. So to that point, we have got this evening's running order. Welcome Sweden, and we will cut over to a little segment with Skane in just a moment. Then we will talk about, is that even spelt right? The Indianapolis Chargers. Yeah, Philis is in the helm down there, and I just hate him. Talk some banter, talk some stats. Mitch will give us some weird ones, and then getting some hot takes and some predictions. Then there's a little segment you're not quite getting on the agenda there yet, Tony. Not quite yet. Secret one. And then we'll go league news. How's that sound tonight?
Oh, yes. And don't forget to put the cheat code in.
Oh, cheat code segment. Ooh.
Already?
Wow.
Well, not already.
Up the cheat code already.
No, it literally just popped into my head. I have a cheat code segment. So,
What's the first rule of cheat code segment?
it's all about cheat code segment.
Right. So talking segments, let's get Skane himself up on here. So even Skane, thanks for joining us tonight. Skane, we've known each other for too long, it feels like. No, just a few years now, and I think you've made the trip over to London, and we've been at various parties and games and such stateside as well. So you guys in Sweden, you got an awesome outfit over there and some amazing fans. Really, you've got a really cool Raider Nation over there. Tell us a little bit about the Raider family in Sweden.
I mean, it's like, I'm not sure that everyone's geography of Sweden is on top of the mind, but it's a very stretched country. So that's meaning that we are scattered a lot of miles between us. So we don't really see each other that often. I try to stay in contact on social media and calls and the regular ones, and this is just during the Corona time, because otherwise we try to meet up as often as we can, and also try to have a beer or two or 500. So and it, we're, I guess all Swedes are very much love traveling, so it's very easy to say, let's go to England or let's go to the States, and everyone jumps on it. So it's very easy to run this pack of diehards, because it's not hard. It's just you just have to put together a group trip, or just say Ollie wants us to come to London. Which want to go? And everyone's like, yeah, I want to go. Can we go? How long can we go? And so basically we love everything you guys doing, and it's very nice that we now are under the umbrella, and we see ourselves as a brother chapter to you guys, and we started off good, and we are building from that.
So tell us a bit about how because you guys haven't always been, well, you've always been Silver and Black, but how you guys haven't always been called Silver and Black Sweden. Tell us a little bit about kind of the history, how you guys came together as a group. Give us a little bit of background.
Well, it's as I said, it's since it's all the fans are scattered out, and me personally, I started to I found Raiders through music, and I was a youngling. I mean, probably was 9 years old or something. So late 80s, and I actually thought it was a record label, because all of my idols, all the record labels, everyone was wearing this Raider hat. So I just asked my dad to buy one, and then he bought one, and it said American football. And from that on, I kind of started to search for more Raiders and more people that love the Raiders, and I kind of found myself being alone. And that was the whole 90s and the early 2000 as well. And then I myself started to be I can't really be this lonely guy from Sweden that love the Raiders, so maybe I should just go abroad. And I made it to the London game 2009. No, 14, sorry. And then that's where I met Keith, and Keith said, Keith Smith, obviously. And he said, you need to start this. You need to start a job. Even if you're alone, you need to start it, because when you start it, everyone will have this beacon to go to. And I was like, well, I don't want to start it, because it's not a chapter if you just won. So I started out, and then just when I started, it just popped up, and Daniel just reached out and to contact with me, and we together found out these two other guys, which is Frederick and Johan. And it turns out that Frederick and Johan has started a similar page on Facebook. So we just merged that, and from that on, we had a really good platform to work from. And I'd been traveling. This London game 2014 was just the start of me going to try to go to every Raider game abroad. So I went to Mexico, and I went to Oakland, of course. And I tried to go to as many of those games and just meet a lot of Raider fans. And, it was not really networking, but in a way, I always like to meet people and talk, and friends turn into family and such on. So it was really, I started it just calling it Raider Nation Sweden, and I made this. I made this patch, and then it was. I started to send it out, and actually gave it to Raiders CEO. On the Bletnikov dinner, and he said, well, this is a very fine patch. I really love it. he has it still today, and at his office. I guess he really liked it. And after a couple of years knowing Keith, I finally get to know you, Ollie, and you helped us becoming Silver and Black. Just because, I mean, start selling any type of merch, you need to own your own name, or at least have the ability to not be, stealing everything from your favorite club. So it was a pretty easy and good move. So that was, the board voted it through, and so we're an organization, and so it's.
No, it's certainly been a blast. Like, when we've had the London events, Raider Nation Sweden has really, supported it well. And when we've traveled together as a group, I know last year's trip was good fun because you guys actually came through Heathrow and we were all on the same flight. So all those poor people that had to endure both Sweden and UK in one flight was
it's tough nowadays because it seems like, I don't know if the flight crews have put some sort of I don't know if they put my name or whatever. If whenever you see this guy, like, do not serve him any alcohol on the flight, and you're not like get on him all the time, like quiet. You're not allowed to speak with everyone. It's like, dude, it's not me speaking with them; it's them speaking to me. And it was like, I actually when we went with the podcast to New York, I was like actually afraid that I would be tossed off the plane because. I mean, the flight student went to me like, I think like 14 times. It was like, you need to be silent. And I was like, dude, I'm actually not saying a word. It's people around me talking. They were like, no, it's you. So,
you mentioned that, and guys in the chat, let us know if you've got any questions for Skane. We'll bring them up. But you mentioned there the podcast. Tell us a bit about that. So NFL Podden.
Yeah, that's. I have this friend from back in the day when we didn't like hip hop magazines, and he went on for years. Like, you need to like start this NFL blog, and I was like, blog is so like ancient history. Nobody reads a blog anymore, and that was 2010, I guess. And then another friend from the radio station I used to work at, and then he was like, this new thing called podcast, I think that would, really suits you because it's a lot of talking and not so much music. And I was like, okay, so podcast might sound good. And then I did a couple of music podcasts. So we talked about music and played some music. And then a friend of mine that I tried to, teach about the NFL, he said, you should be the one that start this NFL pod in Sweden. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, then we do it. And then from there, that was 2013. And from there we done, we're on our 8th season right now. And usually, the NFL never takes. The NFL has an off season, but as a Raider fan, there's no off season. So I try to apply that to the podcast as well. So we start during training camp and we end like 1 month after draft usually. And we the main podcast, which is the NFL podcast, is a weekly podcast. And this year during Corona, we thought maybe we should do a little bit more. So we have a betting podcast. So we have one betting podcast with one episode every Saturday. And we have one pre-game podcast, which is just a quick one, like 15-30 minutes before the games here in Sweden. And then we have a fourth podcast, which is early in the morning, Monday morning, just to, scratch your eyes and just talk about everything that happens during every game. And usually it's like, drinking coffee and people are waking up to this show where we are ranting and, give our true feelings about about teams playing like shit usually.
So where can people get their hands on NFL Podden? What's the deals?
That's everywhere you can find a podcast. Spotify, Apple, if there's a podcast, we're among it. Usually you just need to search. So it's search for NFL and then Podden, basically. And of course, we are talking Swedish, but as a lot of Americans say that are living in Sweden, they say it's a great way to learn some Swedish because the topics, and we talk a lot of Swinglish. And I mean, it's we kind of try to also make the Swedish language a bit more. So we make up words that we feel is the best way to.
Well, we make up words here too, don't worry.
Yeah, so that's us. So yeah,
sweet.
My only experience of the Swedish language is buying IKEA from furniture from IKEA, and I can't read like one word there. So we might have to do like an English translation episode, and I think everyone would love it. Obviously, you mentioned about going to Raiders games, and the first time I went to Oakland, obviously you were there last year, and I'm still going to give you my dry cleaning bill because that white Raiders jacket I bought the same day, I saw Skane across B parking lot, and I was like, Skane! And we run together and we hug and we're drunk, and Skane goes, I've just got mustard from this hot dog all over your new white coat. I was like,
and also black licorice vodka. Of course.
That's
I've forgotten that drink. Oh, bad, man.
It all just kind of tastes the same after like 6 hours of tailgating, but I remember it being potent, for use of better word. But yeah, like I said, you've been to Oakland. You said you've been to Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When we're in Oakland and we're watching games, we obviously get a lot of people be like, "Oh my god, you're from England. That's amazing. That's so cool."
Mm-hmm.
But for you to go from Sweden with where English isn't even your first language, you must get so much more attention from people, and it must be like wow to people that don't realize how big Raider Nation is. So what sort of reaction do you get going over there?
Well, it's first and foremost, I mean, having this Swedish flag is Americans and geography is not, it's not usually you say the same in one sentence. So they usually think we are Swedish, and they usually, when you come with a blue and yellow flag, they usually think we're Chargers fans. So you need to it's Sweden and it's up north, and then be like, oh, so you have polar bears. It's like, no, it's not up north. It's we actually, and then it's like, oh, fuck it, yeah, go Raiders usually. But then they're usually amazed that we travel so far. But for me, it's I don't fly the plane, so I usually drunk on the plane, so it's not that tough for me. It's much tougher for the guys that are driving like 14 hours or 9 hours, or the guys just driving from LA. That's 7 hours drive. I think that's much tougher. But of course, yes, I fly a lot. I fly long miles, but they're more amazed that I can the words of their national anthem. That's usually the one that they're like, what? Can you all the words? I can. And it's like, well, I listen to it like every Sunday, yeah. And so we get some attention, but I think it's I would say it's similar to the attention you guys get. But when you visit Mexico is something else. I was not prepared for this. It was actually when I was walking down the streets, it was every time. It took like 1.5 hours just to go 100 meters because people actually wanted to take photos with you. And I was, it's, of course, you're standing out among Mexicans because all the Mexicans go up here. So you can't really hide. So it's like, and everybody like pointing is like, he's a like Raider. And it's like, yes, but I do not. And I was like trying, it's like, I'm not playing for the Raiders. I'm just a Raiders fan. And I was like, it's and it's like grannies and kids and everyone's like, pulling is like, yeah, can we take a photo? And when you start taking photos with people, you're stuck. I mean, it's literally one after the other, or like 10 after the other 10. And at certain points you just become this like diva. I don't know. It was like pushing away kids and grannies, be like, no, I need food, I need beer, this is supposed to be a vacation. But it was
I'm sorry. I thought I was on mute. Just in a comment.
Is it this one? No.
Yeah, it was that one.
It was that one. Sorry. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, let's get a recap of the Jets game here, Rob. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go here. No, Rob. Go away. It's not going to happen. Go and watch the previous one. For anyone that doesn't know, you probably don't, I work with this guy. He's a Jets clown fan. He even named his company after him. That's how much of a diehard he is. I'll give him credit, but your team sucks. And we didn't do a great job. You can go and watch previous episode though if you'd really like to see our breakdown. But thanks for joining us, Rob. It's great to see you.
Well, better at that one.
Does Mrs. DeRoy to know about this?
I mean, realistically, a quick recap of the Jets game. We won. Let's move on.
That recap was nearly as quick as the scoring play.
It pretty much was.
Left. You could have said it in 4 seconds.
So, we've got a couple of questions come up in the chat for Skane. Is that a number 21 on your jersey? If so, is it Cliff Branch? It's not. Ooh, who's it?
What's on the jersey? New game. Oh, it's 81.
What's on the back?
81.
I think we know who 81 is.
Well, I'm going to show it.
Got you.
Mr. Raider.
It's incidentally better late than never. Welcome to the chat, Dale, the golden commenter.
Yes!
One from Gabriel Ramirez. Who's your favorite current and past Raiders players?
This is a tough one because I guess I can't pick all Raider legends, but I really love the linemen, and we got a bunch of good ones. So I guess Rodney Hudson right now is one of my absolutely favorite guys. But it's also like you cannot forget. You're from Sweden, so Daniel Carlson right now, our kicker, very nice guy, and he supports and really appreciates everything that we from the Raider Nation Sweden and Silver and Black, and of course, Ali, he got both of those patches. Yes, so
copyright infringement. Just.
No, so I would say probably one of the the old guys would probably be Jim Otto for one, but Fred Biletnikoff, and there's so many, but I would probably go with one of the linemen because it just feels like we have we have had the best ones and probably the best centers ever played. So, yeah, I would say probably Jim Otto is a huge favorite for me.
Just for anyone that hasn't met Skane, I think I've cracked the code as to why Skane likes O linemen. If you ever meet Skane, he's about 900 foot tall and about 600 feet wide. Shaved head and a beard, this man could play O-line. So I think I've cracked that. I remember that again, back to that hug in B parking lot.
Well, I remember because Mitch came back to me and he went, "Fucking hell, you almost broke my fucking hand."
Yeah, I have never met anyone with as strong a handshake as you've got.
Oh my god,
Guys, you're making me blush. Can't you see?
Dude, I got pride in that. Pride. I want to break everything.
Yeah, I mean it's so funny because usually that's something that happens during tailgate or used to happen at tailgate in Oakland. That like a lot of people like would like to introduce their like this is our future O-line. He's just 15 and he was like this high and this big compared to me, and it's like, okay, so I'm gonna meet your son. Well, hello. It's like, I'm not have anything to do with scouting in Raiders, but okay, yes, thank you for meeting your son, and hello, and so on.
Let's grab another comment, another question, and then get cut.
Yeah, okay, we've got one from Kevin Ray the Nerd. Evening, Kevin. What is your least favourite NFL team and why? I think I know what Kevin's is, but what's yours, Skane?
Well, it's KC. I won't even mention their nickname, and I don't wear red. I have a serious problem with KC. Like everything from, it's like one thing with Kansas that I like, can like, and that's because Bo Jackson used to play for the Royals, So, but other than that, it's for me, it's the KC. We call them in our podcast, we call them KCBK, because in Sweden, all the football clubs are called bollklubb, so it's a BK. So we just call them KCBK, since their nickname is it's an honor to a scouting leader who's actually was a racial prick, and it's they choose to name their team when they relocated from Dallas, and that's just another thing that I hate with KC. So I have serious problem with KC.
So just to outline the rules, by the way, you didn't mention them, but there are another team in the AFC West that is worthwhile mentioning right now. You cannot mention the team from Denver's name. You will be removed for a moment from the call until you calm down. You can call them by their proper name, which is the Donkeys.
Yeah.
And I'm just warning you. So if that topic comes up, you can't say that.
No.
But
it shouldn't be in your vocabulary either. So
isn't it really tough for you, Ollie? Because I know orange is your favorite color.
It is, man. But it's not. My favorite color is black, but black is not a color; it's a shade. So my favorite color is orange. My favorite shade is black.
You made BFFs with the Chiefs fan last week as well, didn't you?
Got my buddy. Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. Right, let's cut to it, guys.
Perd in the chat as well. Welcome, Perd, another one of our Swedish family.
Oh,
yeah. I'll represent.
That's what I'm talking about. He's one of our diehards. Also, a really diehard soccer fan as well.
Right, let's cut to it. It's Colts week. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. So, Philis comes to Vegas. Philis does Vegas. It doesn't quite do Debbie does Dallas type of thing, but look, this guy, I can't stand him. And in my eyes, that cockroach, he
just won't die.
Yeah, we've got to stomp that one. And Tony, you can bring the image up.
This dude.
Yeah. I just need to see it. That cockroach. I just despise him. I just think the guy's a prick. So, what's the cracking tonight? Well, tomorrow. Who do we want to see tee off? What's the matchup looking like? Mitch, you got some silly stats for us?
I'm going straight in. This Colts right. All the talk I've got. Colts defense this, Colts defense that. Nah. No. They're woeful. They're terrible. Don't want to hear any of this. They're such a good defense. Do you want to know why?
They got the easiest schedule.
Skane's nailed it. The teams they're playing against are terrible. They've played 12 games against 11 teams. They've played the Titans twice. Of those 11 teams, if you look at where they rank in the NFL in terms of yards per game and points per game, how many of those teams fit in the top 10? 3. How many are in the top 16? 4. How many are in the top 20? 5. That means that 6 of the teams they've played against, more than half, can't even be in the top 2/3 of the league when it comes to yards or points. No wonder their defense looks so special, because they're playing terrible teams.
Yeah, but let's be honest. They took a win, granted, in overtime against Green Bay, and they took a win against Tennessee. Yeah. And okay, they took an L from Baltimore, but like.
The Packers, you need to know the stats. Green Bay have never won in Indianapolis. Never. The only time they won against the Colts is when they were in Baltimore. That's the kryptonite of Green Bay, So it has nothing to do with Colts or Indianapolis being good team, whatever. It's just like put them on a neutral playground, and I guarantee that Green Bay would whoop their ass every time. But it's there's something in the in the water, I guess, in Indianapolis that makes Green Bay can't play.
And this is what I said last week about the Jets game. Everyone's like, you should have won it anyway. Raiders should walk this game. When I come out and said it, we haven't won in New York for 26 years.
Yeah, that's 96 was the last.
Exactly. So it's like, yes, they're a terrible team. Yes, we're playing well. Everything points the right direction, but you can't erase history. If you lose once, it's a coincidence. Twice, it's like, oh, let's turn it up. But 26 years, 7 games. That's not a coincidence. We just can't play in New York. So for it to go in there, it's such a big win. It's
more than New York. It's the whole East Coast, and also like 7 o'clock here in Sweden. I mean, it's the early games. The early games on Eastern. It's a nightmare for all teams from West Coast, and it's also a nightmare playing late games for the East Coast team going West Coast. But the Americans are not so good at realizing that it's actually hard going from one side to the other side, and actually have to play a bunch of hours earlier or later in the evening, since everyone, or particularly you, Ollie, knows as a football player, it's all about schedule. It's like they're almost like OCDs, you can't really move a minute here and there, because
the pennies just dropped to me why the East Coast is an issue, and it's the time zone change. Like literally in however many decades of being a football fan, that penny's never dropped. Wait a minute, they go from the West Coast to the East Coast. I was just thinking, oh shit, it's got a long journey. No, there's hours of change in that. Oh damn, it all makes sense to me now. Oh good, thanks guys, see you later. Wow! Fuck!
Yes.
I thought you were being sarcastic for about 4 seconds then, and now I've written you're not. You were genuinely, this is a score.
Fucking around.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
East Coast. What's the problem? You just traveling. It's fine. Hadn't even thought about time zone difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your UK commissioner.
You can actually see the same stats for Vikings traveling to Seattle Seahawks. So if you to Seattle,
they have too much of a line.
Because if they go there and play the late game, they never won. That's why I said, it's going to be a tight one, tough one, but Vikings will not win. And I mean, Seattle won in the last second, and it's the same thing about Colts and Green Bay. There's something, just teams sometimes have trouble.
It's not a great time difference, is there not?
No, but you still have time. You still have teams that are your
right.
You still have players that always can do like a lot of touchdowns against one team, and another team they're never done anything.
But they also Dennis
and you would, I guess.
From like time zone difference, Green Bay to Indianapolis, that's 3 hour time difference. As in, like, the flight time might be 3 hours, but time zones, is it 3 hours?
Yeah, because far west coast is 8 hours behind UK, whereas east coast is 5.
Yeah, but not. I'm talking Green Bay to Indianapolis. Sorry, I'm hung up on that one.
Oh, you're on that one. Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
I would say it can also be that Indianapolis always have playing in a dome, and since Green Bay is an outdoor playing team, they usually are a lot worse, and not so good in dome. That was one of the reasons that Vikings built a dome. That was one of the reasons, And of course, they wanted to host the Super Bowl as well. and NFL was like, we can't really go on and have a Super Bowl in where it's super cold, unless it's New York. So, yeah.
But back onto our game, this is another prime example of it. In the Colts, they're not from the East Coast, but they're traveling a little bit to Nevada and going from the north down to the southwest. That's another weather permitting factor. I don't know what the weather in Vegas is like in December. I heard it snowed in the Grand Canyon last year, which apparently was beautiful. But apart from that, I don't really know.
So no, Tony, you flashed something up there, which was so Kenny Blair, get Abrams to kick Rivers in the nuts and hopefully stop him breeding further.
There's 2 points there, isn't there? Cool.
So if you one second, put this one back up. There was a little bit of logic to doing the graphic on today's show, and this is Mr. Abram, and this is what I'm hoping we see Philis do by about the end of the first, which is just go, stop, please, stop killing me, stop hurting me, because he's playing on a foot that needs surgery. Let's not forget that.
Can we
what?
Can we just bring that up again? Sorry, right? It looks as though Abram, his left hand, he's got Rivers like a puppet, and Rivers has just gone.
The only good thing is Abram will be running a little bit faster this week, won't he? Because his pockets are empty.
What? Has he been fine?
Oh, Ollie doesn't know this. Okay, good time to move on. Jonathan Abram has been fined $80,000 for 2 hits against the Falcons. Neither hit was flagged, and he only gets paid $41,000 a week. So he's been fined nearly 2 weeks' wages for 2 hits. Thank you, Simon Jordan, for messaging me that stat line earlier. Atrocious. And Good Morning Football were talking about it, saying they need to find another way to punish players because this kid picks up 41 grand a week and he's just been fined 2 weeks' wages for something that they've only discovered was an illegal hit 2 weeks after the game.
Well, there's certainly, talking about Mr. Philis here in the middle, look, I think we just need to get inside his head. But there's certainly, I think John Gruden implied this week with a tweet, I'll bring it up, that Vic shared out. I think there's some bulletin board material here that Chucky might have put up there. So for those that are listening on our podcast on this on delay, so John Gruden said that Philip Rivers has more fun playing football than anyone I know. Okay, granted. He has a disdain for the Raiders, and that's something he's made clear to me on the sideline the last couple of years, which I think there was a moment last year when Philis had a comment, and I can just see that Chucky's got something, and he's just said, shut the clown up this week. And I want to see the likes of Max and Clee just break him truly, I'm always, there is no one in the league that I ever wish anyone to get injured. I don't wish injuries on any player unless your name's Philip Rivers. I cannot, or Brady. But Philip Rivers, honestly, please break him. I cannot stand him. As you brought up there, Tony, release Mad Max. Absolutely have a field day. Clee, just get under his skin because it's so fun to watch. When Philis is boiling, because he crumbles. He always falls apart. He takes it all way too seriously. And he takes it personally, and he should because he's a cock. But, I mean, get under his skin. Rattle him because he's shit.
Gabriel's just had a great comment in the chat. So thanks, Gabriel. What are your top keys of the Raiders game against the Colts? Ollie's just nailed it, right as I was reading that comment. Getting after Rivers. And I know it's quite a common thing. Everyone says it in every game, get after the quarterback. But we saw it. All four of us were at the game last year when he threw a pick six to Eric Harris and he threw another interception to Eric Harris as well. And that is simply getting pressure on him, make him throw the ball out or drop him for a 15-yard loss. It worked so well last year when he was with the team that shall not be named. So let's do it again. Let's just do it again. Get at him. Yeah. Salt and pepper can go on him. Farrell's coming off his season best game as a pass rusher. So sorry, Tony.
Yeah, no. I always say week in, week out, you get 115-yard and make it count. Kind of back to the old sort of Al Davis philosophy of the quarterback must go down hard early.
Mm-hmm. Not that 15-yarder though. I think. Yeah. So apparently Abram is one tackle away from 180 grand. So as much as I'd love to see Abram absolutely pile drive and then pick him up again and put him up against the ropes and slap him, I don't want to see that guy find his whole season's worth of wages.
But I mean that comment goes doubly for Rivers. If you can get a hat on him early and get in his head, he's got to be one of the easiest quarterbacks in the league to get inside his head. And once you own space in his head, you've beaten him.
I think that is why Frank Reich is usually pulling him during the game. He's pulling him and play Brissett instead. The other quarterback they had. Yeah. So that's the reason why his interception ratio has gone down, because he keeps pulling him because he can't play 60 minutes. Because if he plays 60 minutes, he will definitely throw at least 1, 2, 3 interceptions every week. But so I think you can't crush Philip too hard in the beginning, because then you will have a different quarterback that is well prepared to be running your show, and he's much different quarterback, and he's it's I like the pressure on Philip, but Philip Rivers can do so many he can kill his his mojo by himself. So you don't really have to rush him too hard, but you need to get your corners straight. You need to get your corners right, because they can pick him off early, and then you can just sit and wait instead of bull rushing him. That's. But it's just my thoughts of it. But I like us crushing him, of course.
Yeah, the concerning thing is, you mentioned there about our rushing. They own every stat line on us. But as Mitch said, there is that they've played some garbage teams, so rightfully so. And
also they don't have their original O-line is depleted, so they only have 1 or 2 from their starting line. And they're missing their key pieces for running the ball. So they're much, much weaker than that stats are showing. So you should actually show some other stats when you show the backups, because the backups are not even close to what the backups of the O-line that Raiders are playing, because they are playing like starters. And that's the only backup O-linemen that's playing like starters. Otherwise, it's a huge, it's a tremendous leap to the next guy when you're playing O-line. So for me, I'm not even worried about their running, because it's not the they don't have the big boys to open up the lanes anymore.
So health wise, we're putting a pretty good team out there. So Arnett's out and Jeff Heath's out. So that is a little bit of concern that they're both on defense in coverage. I'm not sold on Arnett anyway. So we've signed
Worley
back. So I don't know if is he eligible to be active this week?
I don't think he's playing, they said. I'm not sure. I feel like I read somewhere that he wasn't going to be playing. I'm not sure. While we're on the subject, though, of their stats, I want to just bring this up because it's so funny. Like you said, they're beating us in passing yards and they're beating us in points scored. And I went back to the point again of their defense being bad, but their offense is terrible as well. And it's bizarre how they're beating us. T.Y. Hilton is arguably one of the best receivers in the league. He's only just broken 500 yards and he's got 2 touchdowns and he's their leading receiver. Like, that's got to be on Rivers being garbage. And then below that, no other receivers got 500 yards. No tight ends got over 500 yards. Their most receiving touchdowns is 4, and that's to their running back, Naheem Hines. Their running backs, Jonathan Taylor, the rookie, he's not doing a great deal when I can even read. He's only got 4 touchdowns on the year and 600 yards. And then you compare that to us. Like, JJ's got nearly 800 yards and 9 touchdowns. Waller's received 7 touchdowns for 750 yards. Aguilar's got 6 touchdowns for over 500. We've also got Renfro on over 500 yards. We all know that DC's balling out with yards and tutties and whatnot. So it's like, we're beating them in running yards and touchdowns. We're beating them in passing yards and touchdowns, and our quarterback's killing theirs. So, as much as that stat line looks good for them, I don't quite understand where it's come from.
And it's also, if you go to the special teams, they have this Blankenship, their kicker, who's done a tremendous work through the season. But now his punter, which is also his holder, is facing some cancer. So he's not playing for the rest of the season. So I think we will see much more of, missed snap and missed holds and so on. And that is something, I mean, for me, like Daniel Carlson and the pun, every one of them are so good guys. They're also, they're training so much together. And also Alec Ingold is with them, and they are, Trent Siege are doing one hell of a job together. And I think that is such a strength we have. And I think that just for Carr, knowing that he just needs to get like barely over the 50-yard line, then we can score. We will score with our kicking team, and that makes him like, we can go even further and we can go on like that. But I think that's also put some security to the team that makes them, ball out.
Yeah, definitely. And again, I went to Georgia to watch the Bulldogs after our little trip last year, and Hot Rod, man, obviously you couldn't buy players' jerseys in college last year. I wanted Hot Rod's jersey because Rodrigo Blankenship is such a good kicker. He's so good. But yeah, obviously we addressed. Yeah, respect the spectrum. Well, obviously we addressed Sanchez's cancer battle the other week at the end of our show. So yeah, T's and P's to him. We don't want to see that, but yeah, it is going to affect their kicking game. You're right. So if there's a way to stop Hot Rod nailing 50-yarders, hopefully Daniel Carlson wins that battle this weekend.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Ollie's deep in concentration. Come on, Hope.
Hope?
I think for me, I think we have a good chance to block his kicks or block a punt. That's what I see. It's time for our special team on the coverage unit to do something more than just a decent run back, punt or kick return.
As Stevie says it here, though, this game is absolute must win because at the moment we're back in the hunt and they hold hold a seat in there.
Yeah.
So this is an absolute, and to be honest, every game out is must win because we made some faux pas through the season and dropped some dubs that we should have collected. But does faux pas classify, by the way, Nick? Is that in the rankings for tonight?
Isn't that 2 words?
It's a made-up word, actually. So
You just call it French, made up word. Fine. Don't question my heritage. I welcome the Swedes here. No, we'll just come on and diss the French. I'm cool. Yeah, no worries. Not at all.
It is 2 words.
Tony's Googling it. You can see a face of Google. It is 2 words. So, he says it here. It's a must-win game. We've got to give them an L, and we've got to put ourselves back in contention because at the moment in the hunt doesn't get you there.
And it's a head-to-head battle win. We've already beat the Browns. We've got the head-to-head with them, and we're coming up with 2 teams at the minute who are in the playoffs, in the Colts and the Dolphins. So. Yes. If we go 2-2 in the last 4 games, I would happily lose to the Donkeys and the Chokers if it meant we beat the Colts and we beat the Dolphins and we sneak into that playoff spot. I would.
We've only had two common games, and they beat the Jets and they lost. They dropped. They lost to the Browns.
That's what was going to say because I'm not. I don't think that the Browns will be as good as they. I mean, they have kind of a fluky going on, and I think they will drop like a stone. And then we have already the advantage over them. So. Of course, we're gonna beat the. Of course, I mean, for me, it's I already circled this one as a win, and Thursday night as well against the Chokers, and Dolphins would be a game. But for me, when this season schedule came out, I circled this as a win. For me, it's
So did I, but I have reevaluated since and been like a little bit cautious about this.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, all the games are must.
Yeah.
But
it depends on how it goes for the Browns and the Colts, and I can really see them losing all the rest of the games. Because, I mean, if you just face it, Colts doesn't need to win all their games. They just need to, it's Titans right now that has their spot, but they're very close to have the number 1 spot in their in AFC South. So if they just get that spot, then they're not gonna win all their games. And they know it by themselves. They already know they don't need to win all these games. They have win. I think they're gonna win like tops 2 games more.
So this is the form they're coming in with. They're just beating the Texans. They dropped. They split the series with the Titans. Beat Green Bay. Just a bit patchy, right? It's just a bit patchy. With us, that Falcons is not okay. We're not talking about that. And the Chargers. Sorry, not the Chargers. The Chiefs. We lose to them, but I'll take that one. I'll take that. That's okay for now. So form-wise, I think we're both coming off wins. Ours was a really not okay win. It was a win.
Yeah.
But we've had the stumble of the two games, the Falcons and the Chiefs. But obviously, we got a link last week, so we are in the efflorescence of our season now.
Oh, that's what he was googling.
Mic drop. Boo, Tony out. I think he's even frozen himself. Oh no, he hasn't. I was like, wow, that's a big word. Nice one. Picturing corner.
I did see.
Thanks, Google.
I did see some. Well, it's got to be. It's disregarded if you've got to Google it. I'm sorry, but we can't be googling.
Still dropped it.
He dropped it, but I don't think we should be good. Anyway, well, this is a topic for around the league. Whilst I'm looking at it, this week's fixtures, the Dolphins play KC.
Mm-hmm.
great. And the Browns play the Ravens on Monday night. Again, it's great.
It's a big week for football. It's a big week for AFC playoff football. It's a big week.
Mm-hmm. And if we obviously do the job that we should do on tomorrow, then that puts us at the same record as the Colts because we'll both be 8-5. You'd imagine the Dolphins won't get a win. The only time I probably want to see that horrible team win, but if that puts them on 8-5 as well. Browns are up there on 9-3, so that's going to be a bit patchy. But we've got the head-to-head, so we don't need them to have a lower record. We can tie with their record, and
the main thing that we talk a lot about, who's going to win this, who's going to win that game, this game, that game. What I want to see is us reaffirm our identity because that's what's been lacking. These L's and the dirty win last week is because we are not playing the football that we're capable of. I said it on both weeks, both post-game shows. I said, my words were, it didn't look like we were prepared. And if last week's potential loss to an 11-0 team, barring one play, that would have been an L. Sorry, an 0-11 team. If that didn't wake the coaches up and the coordinators up and the freaking players up, that wait a minute, you need to earn every win in this league. Well, they've got to reaffirm our run game. Not having a full health O-line has been a trouble, obviously. And JJ being out last week was a trouble. But we have to reaffirm that run game and get back to football because we played some real weird football. From what we opened the season with to what we've seen the last maybe the last month, strange football. Some funny stuff going on.
It's very similar to last year, when we lost to the Jets. And then, we came back and I was so afraid when I heard Derek Carr, repeating the same words, what he did from last year after the Atlanta Falcons game when he, we need to burn that tape because that wasn't us. And I was like, dude, it was you. It was not me playing. It was not someone else. It was you. If you can't do a better job, you need to watch that until your eyes bleed because you will have that mirror in your head. I cannot be this stupid or, simple or whatever. I think it's really important to learn from your mistakes and learn from your shitty games to become better. And for me, these games that are left, right now, it's time to show, I don't care about the other teams. Just show the Raider Nation that you are actually willing to win out from the season. Because in my mind, you have it's not an easy schedule, but it's a schedule where you actually could win out. It's not like the start of the season. We are in the ending, and we are playing two shitty teams that we own, and we have two other teams that are, people will say they're good, but we know better. So they need to, for themselves, really show that they are worthy playing the playoffs. Because I'm not sure that they are. Who are they? You feel me, guys? You know what I mean?
For sure. So, what do you guys think? You got any kind of last comments, or you reckon it's time to rip that Band-Aid off, get to some hot takes, cold takes, and some predictions?
Let's get into it.
Let's get it.
Let's get into it. Let's go for it. Okay. So for anyone that's new to this is our little segment here, which is we move on into game predictions. We lead with typically a hot take. We go round the table. I normally read the comments, get some inspiration, and get my prediction from the comments. So anyone that's got a good prediction and can justify it, well, I'm stealing it. No, I'm joking. I haven't printed it off. I've still got the Jets on my desk. I didn't print it off. I apologize, but it's here. I don't know how to prove it to you. I'll write it on a piece of paper. So we'll go into hot takes. I reckon I'm gonna let Tony take the lead on this one.
Oh, thank you very much.
All
Hot
right.
takes. You want a hot take from me? There isn't. I take it a 93 yard touchdown pitch to Jalen Richard. I take it you don't want that this week again.
I just
Fair
assumed
enough.
it happened.
Like Mitch is picking his what?
Fair enough. I tell you what. Right, this is the week the D turns up.
94-yard pitch to Richard.
Yes. Yes. No. No. This is the week the pass rush turns up. I reckon the pass rush get to Philis early and often, and we end up with 6 sacks and at least 1 forced fumble on Philis.
Nice.
Let's get it.
Got him. Right, and guys, as we go through this, drop your score predictions in the chat, please. Just keep them rolling. Need that inspiration. Keep them rolling.
I am on hot take duty, so just so I've got that. 3
You're not
sacks.
You're not on. Oh, what? Writing them down?
Yeah. 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble.
6 sacks.
6
sacks.
6 sacks,
1
1 forced fumble.
Got it right. That's
Aren't you listening?
Not listening. No, I wasn't.
Listening,
Stop
man.
I'm
Googling.
too busy. I'm too busy doing everything else. Got it.
Do you want a score prediction for me as well?
With a hoodie over it. Take the hoodie
What?
out.
What?
Put the headphones on. Then the hoodie back over. You clown.
Do you want to borrow my ear horn?
Ear horn.
Do you want a score prediction for me as well? Or we're going to go and get the hot takes first?
No, I'd like your score prediction, please, sir.
Well, I've said it 3 weeks in a row, and I'm hungry.
fucking hell.
No,
Oh,
no, they need to listen. We know Henderson listens to the show. I'm hungry.
They do. I forgot to warn you that, Skane. Be careful because Henderson do watch this, and Chucky does take notes sometimes.
Right?
We're
But
currently on the big screen in the boardroom with everyone watching.
you've still not done it for me 3 weeks in a row. I've been hungry. I've wanted a burger, and you've not delivered. So this week, listen up close, Henderson. This week, Raiders 32, Colts 24.
Let's go. He's got that as well. We like it. And
Hey,
Ollie's
listen, I don't have a disco in here. I don't have a disco. Well, let's all start dancing.
good.
Sorry, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't even ready for that. Right.
I
Mate,
thought you were going for at least 40 points. You know, a 40 burger or a 50 burger. You know.
Do you know what?
food
For the
burgers,
last
like-
3 weeks, I've wanted a 50 burger.
Yeah.
They're not delivering.
No.
It's like Uber Eats to my house. If I live,
we're clearly
200 yards
outside
up the
the-
road, if I live 200
We're
yards up
outside
the
the
road,
delivery
right,
zone.
Uber Eats would deliver to me. But because I live 200 yards in this direction, Uber Eats won't deliver to me. So my local Uber Eats, just like the Raiders, just won't deliver.
Right,
Don't
Mitch.
you have a couple of different? We have like a lot of different food delivering companies over here. You
Oh
should-
yeah, we got,
Do they deliver here? We need to check. Right, Mitch, give us your hot take.
I've kind of already said it, haven't I? Earlier in the show about how bad their defense is, and because of that, my hot take is going to be a really simple one. I've come out with, the intricate ones, the triple way ones. I've done it all, but this week's simple. Colts aren't going to get a turnover. It's that simple. They ain't going to get the ball off us. We'll look after it. DC's going to go, right, no more silly fumbles. I haven't dropped my baby yet, so definitely not going to drop the football. I've got that under wraps. Still waiting for this celebration. And I just think that this Colts defense are going to be rubbing their hands together, looking at all of our turnovers over the last couple of weeks and thinking they're going to wipe the floor with us. So my hot take is as simple as that. No turnovers for the Raiders. Colts do not get the ball off us. And as for my score prediction...
Sorry, but is that really a hot take?
No, I don't think it's good enough. I don't think it's
Okay, then.
I don't think it's good enough.
Okay, then. The one time I go simple, right. No, right, okay.
another
You
hot
can't
take.
get negative.
Yeah,
around.
this is a great video, of you thinking. Just have that in mind.
Another hot take, please, Mitch. That one was a bit milky toast.
It's a bit milfer. Come on, mate.
I'm going to bounce off Skane for this one. And I hope that Skane wasn't planning to do this.
I already know what you're going to say. You're stealing. You need to add me as your ghostwriter.
There's nothing wrong with taking a little bit of inspiration.
Dale said no punts. I'm not going for that no punts again because last time I said we weren't going to punt all game. We nearly didn't punt all game. That was because we kept turning the ball over before fourth down.
Come on, give us your score.
Do you not want another hot take?
Oh, no, I do want a proper hot take. Yeah, sorry.
We all falling apart.
We block a field goal. As simple as that. We're going to get a block. Skane made a great point.
Just one. Just one.
I mean, one.
Take two.
Take two.
Two.
We block a field goal.
Two.
And we block a punt, field goal, and a punt. We block one of each.
There you go. That's more like it. Thank you. None of this fucking conservative shit here.
Let me retype that out then. Jesus Christ. One blocked punt and field goal in the notes. Right.
Thank you. Right.
Score
prediction.
I'm just going to go out with it. Raiders 27, Colts 22. Boom.
Hey, listen, I don't have a disco in here. I don't have a disco. Well, let's all start dancing.
Easy.
Fair
Easy.
take. Right. Skane, you're in hot seat. Give us your hot take.
Well, it's. I think we're going to. Daniel Carlson will nail. I think 5 field goals, and 3 of them is going to be over 50 yards. So we're going to score prediction, and I would say.
Whoa! Wait a minute! I've got a response to you on that, mate.
Yeah, it's okay. You can do it.
You think we're going to be in the position to be kicking 5 field goals? You don't think our offense is going to be putting that ball in the end zone? You believe that we're going to give up on drives to give him the opportunity to kick at least, what did you say, 2 or 3 at 50 yards? No.
Well,
wrong.
It's because I think our defense is going to shut down the Colts offense, which means that Gruden will feel fine with 3 points after 3 points after 3 points, and you can just toss in a touchdown whenever, and that's what I think. So
fair enough. Well justified.
And before this season, I thought it would be something like 28-31 to Raiders, but now I'm not. I don't think that maybe they will get over 20 points, the Colts. So I don't really want to give them. So I give them 18 points, and I think we're going to be, not having a heart attack this this game. So I think it's going to be a quite comfy victory, actually, point-wise. So I think it's going to be 18 to the Colts, and I think we're going to put, I stick with 31 to the Raiders. So 18 to 31.
Hey, listen, I don't have a disco in here. I don't have a disco. Well, let's all start dancing.
We like it.
Nice. I like that. Cool. What?
I was going to say we've hit the point in the show where we go through everyone else's score predictions and you pick the best one.
No, so I haven't looked at them, so we'll do them afterwards and we'll respond to them because I'll be honest, my hot take doesn't match my prediction. I don't think it mathematically makes sense. I'd have to quickly do some maths here, which I'm not going to bother doing. But I'm going to go with 5 passing touchdowns from DC this week. That's my hot take. Because I was going to go similar with you with the whole 6 sacks and a pick. I was going more picks, if I'm honest. I was going to go defensive with the hot picks this week, but I'm going to stick offensive, and I'm going to say we're going to have 5 passing touchdowns. I just want to see DC come back to where DC was playing when I put PowerPoint presentation together to justify how good he is. He needs to have that kind of performance in this game I have my faith that he is capable of it. This is the week he has to do it. He's my quarterback.
Yes!
I've got something to bring up later.
All right, you bring that up later. But I don't think that makes sense with regards to my score prediction. I do believe that they're able to put points up.
Raiders 3.
I do believe that the Colts will be able to put points up. Whether those points are going to come from Philis or Brissett, I think they're going to come later once we've smashed the cockroach up.
Can I do some quick maths for us? Just before you go into the score prediction. 5 passing touchdowns. 7, 14, 21.
Okay, yeah, mine
Hang on. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Cool. And Skane says 5 field goals. That's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 35, 15. We're getting our 50 burger, Tony! Let's go!
That's actually what I was trying to get, raising my hand here. And I was like, Tony, you're going to get your 50 burger.
Hold on.
At least 40.
Maybe I'll tie my two together. Hey, I'm doing my prediction. Maybe I'll tie my two together.
You're just reading off the comments.
My prediction was Raiders 34, Colts 24. But I'm just going to round it up so that both tie together from an OCD perspective. So it's Raiders 35, Colts 24. Raiders.
Okay.
Hey, listen, I don't have a disco in here. I don't have a disco. Well, let's all start dancing.
Now comes a segment where we go and flick and look at the comments and look what people have put. So whose comment did I steal this week, guys?
Sorry.
Before we find that out, welcome to Big Joe 67. First time viewer, I do think. Welcome.
Absolutely. First time commenter, at least.
Big Joe, first time watcher.
Right. Okay. So where are we? Let's go all the way back up the top there. Do you know what? Because this one sticks out. There we go.
What colour is it?
That is a slightly off crimson.
Navy red.
No.
No, crimson's not navy red. That's maroon. Maroon is.
Come on in. Let's get some scores.
So we've got and a hot take with this one as well. So Steve McLeod's got 35-23. Hot take. Rivers 3 interceptions.
Ooh.
Kenny Blair's come in 27-21 Raiders. Clear Max to bitch slap Rivers at least.
Yeah. High low on him.
I'm loving these hot takes. I'm loving these.
We've got Kev Wrightsall next, and this is quite a bit of an essay. So what do we reckon? Do we need to queue up the other asset?
Heads up. Heads up.
Everyone jump.
Oh, wait.
If we don't,
Skane, you got to look.
Chaos and don't deserve to be there. It's a really important game. Raiders win on tormenting Rivers and win the turnover game. Raiders win 28-24. I am disappointed, Kev. Kevin. I was hoping you was going to have to eat crow again.
Kevin's never going to make that mistake again.
Ed Vila, from his slightly off crimson scoreline, has come up with the hot take of Gruden gets flagged.
Ooh, non-player hot take. We like it.
Where are we? Jed Harris has come in. Hold on.
That's not a hot take. That's not a hot take. He's I mean, they always switch him out in the third and fourth quarter. So
could be a hot take if they don't switch him out.
We're seeing pretty much on the comments I've seen through here, we're seeing about the same kind of spread, about 10-point spread.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Score 34-24. Rivers get a good half, and then infamous Gunther adjustment will kick in. Does that mean we are going to lose 34-24, Matt? In which case, we could pull the other asset. Yay!
But just so it doesn't go to waste, I'll put it on. This is what would have happened if someone had picked them.
Hey! Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your skull?
Thanks, Danny. I love them.
I'm so proud of these assets.
They are great.
I was saying to Wally earlier, I was like, it's so tempted to pick. So tempted to pick against this. Right. So anyway, right. Okay. So Dale as well. I like it at 27-17.
Good.
No particular team getting 27 or 17. So
Dale is an optimist. So he's good. He's good.
Jeff, this
Baby donkeys. What a great
Good
name.
evening, Jeff, mate. How you doing, mate?
Baby donkeys. Yeah, I believe it's first time commenter as well. Come straight in 44-28. Raiders over baby donkeys. I like it.
44.
And then Dale's 50 burger. I've disappointed Dale this week without a 50
Is
burger.
that what he's cooking? He's cooking a 50 burger.
That's it. We figured it out. That's what
50
Dale's
burgers.
cooking in his
He's
picture.
still cooking it. It's not ready for serving.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
All these weeks,
Mate.
all these weeks, you thought I was predicting the Raiders scoreline. In fact, I was just putting an order in.
Hell, come on, deliver.
Right, what we got? Clive, 31-28 to the Raiders.
That's impossible. There's another 10 points.
Mark's coming in, a pick 6 and a 31-21 to LV.
Right.
On that note, Jeff Heath is officially out for this game. So
Yeah.
Eric Harris has got to be going, oh, I remember what happened last time I played Crimea River.
23-3.
Oh, that defensive scoreline.
Ooh.
And we've got, look at that, Dale's come in. I know the 27's for. Yeah, I know.
Nice work. Cool beans. Well, I think
we're looking confident.
Yeah, there's confident Raider Nation. I think we all believe that we're getting back on track this week and righting our wrongs. And maybe we'll, have Philis going. Wait a minute. Sorry, I hadn't queued this one up. I'll just quickly do it now. Philis going, oh, please stop.
Well, I think it's going to be a crucial game for Daniel. And Vegas is having that on their mind as well, since they have Raiders as underdog with 2.5 points. So I would say it's going to come down to the kicking team, and Raiders kicking team are the best in the league. It's just like, if you're the best in the league, as Waller is as well, you won't get recognized. And that is why I tell, it's not really a hot take to say 5 field goals from Daniel, because he can do it every game. It's just like he just need that opportunity. But I think with the block punt or the opportunity when you pick 6, or not the pick 6, but if you do an interception and so on, the kicking team will get on the field, not because their car fails, but so that's why I say. That's why I'm confident in my hot take.
So you talk about the best in the league, and we've spoken about your podcast, and you may or may not know this, but this show, the Unnamed Raider Show, is the home of the best segment in podcasting. Not just sports podcast, not just Raider podcast, not just NFL, all podcasting. So even, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment that you have all waited for, patiently for 1 hour and 23. It is time for Tony's Totally Irrelevant News.
Good evening and welcome to Saturday's
Dramatic exam.
Still to open.
So welcome to this Saturday night's Tony's Totally Irrelevant News. I've gone with the theme this week. I've actually come up with a theme, and the theme is record breakers, because it's been quite a good week for Guinness record breakers this week. So starting off with this fella, who Ollie saw earlier and just couldn't work it out.
Is that Philip Rivers?
No, this is David Rush. This is David Rush, who previously held the Guinness World Record for slicing grapes while standing on a balance board with a samurai sword.
What? Oh yeah. I still reckon I'm going for the balance
That's a
board.
media challenge.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, he previously held the record for 57 grapes in 1 minute, sliced with a samurai sword while standing on a balance board.
Is that one grape at a time, or is that in like vines? Because I feel like that could really, really sway the number.
No, this is one grape at a time. This is literally
Okay, what a man.
This is literally real life Fruit Ninja. This is brilliant.
That'll be a game.
Yeah, but that was the previous record that he set, 57. However, his record was broken, and he found out that someone has broken it by 4 grapes.
Oh no!
By 61.
No.
So he's come back like a true champ does. Got himself up, dusted himself off, went to the store, got some more punnets of grapes, and he's come back with 68 grapes in 1 minute while standing on a balance board with a samurai sword. Just
Who broke the record?
Tony, I don't normally do this, but I just have to bring Skane's face on because it's a picture. He has been so locked in. When you're doing that, he was just like completely mesmerized. Like,
because
it's the finest segment in podcast.
I was trying to, wrap my head around, is it green grapes or is it, the blue ones? Because it's, it's a size difference, The blue ones are much bigger. So is it, you need to get into detail here,
I want to know who broke the record because I feel like Tony broke this record just so he could have a piece of irrelevant news so that this guy'd have to go back.
And I've got nothing better to do in my life than stand on a balance board chopping grapes with a samurai sword. Really.
It sounds like a wicked pastime if you ask me.
To be fair.
The pubs are closed and there are some berry-based desserts to be made. So if you're going to prepare them.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, I don't know if they were red grapes or green grapes. However,
what researcher have you got working this?
Well, I mean, regular viewers of TTI know that we don't really go into too much detail. So
we just grab the headline. Okay, cool.
Yeah, pretty much, and then we take the piss out of it. Right. So anyway, moving on from the Fruit Ninja. Who wants a tortilla ninja? This guy.
Oh my! That's Drew Carey.
It's not Drew Carey. No, this is Angel Zayas, who's 24 and a drag queen, apparently, and content creator for BuzzFeed. Has actually broken the Guinness World Record for stacking tortillas.
That is the shittest record. Like,
no, wait until you
that's not a skill.
Whilst on
it's not
fire.
a skill.
No, because it is quite a shit record. But he stacked 32.1 inches high of tortillas, right?
But they measure it in inches as well, not tortillas.
Not tortillas.
No, it's inches. No, you've got to measure everything in inches.
So you could make 2 tortillas that are 18 inches thick and stack them on top of each other.
Drew Carey.
Break
But
the record.
it's not 2 tortillas. Mitchell, you can see it's not 2 tortillas.
Yeah, but what we're saying is let's go beat him and go and cook 2 or maybe even 3. Let's whoop his ass, like beat him by 50%.
But we're not allowed to get together. There's this COVID right now.
Maybe we should make a wall of tortillas between here and Sweden. Is there a record for that?
Silver and black tortilla stacking competition.
Yeah,
It's going to be pretty uneventful. 1, 2,
Let's
3.
make it. Let's make a tortilla bridge from here to Stockholm.
The Great Wall of Tortilla.
The Great Wall of Tortilla.
Okay.
No, that's the Leaning Tower of tortilla.
Well, no, because what is this? How many tortillas? I don't know. You see,
Dale agrees with us.
You come
See,
in
Dale's
for 1 week,
like
right? And everyone wants details.
I think he actually just made like the Leaning Tower in Pisa because it's not really, he's holding the stack as well. So
no, because the record must be broken by freestanding. So
okay.
This isn't the point at which the record.
How many seconds should it be freestanding?
I don't fucking know.
I need to know if I'm gonna break it.
Okay.
What he's doing, Tony, he's going, this is a pretty good segment. NFL Podden could rob this. You know what? We're going to research our stories too.
NFL Podden next week will have a segment saying that they have broken the record for the most tortillas. No, it's not the most tortillas.
Scandalous news.
There is nothing that anyone could do or say that would make me research this news.
Sorry.
And Tony, we're going to do it in Swedish, so you need to learn Swedish to get all the, everything what we say.
I don't. According to my other two co-hosts, I've had enough problems learning English. Never mind Swedish. Anyway, all right. Onto our third and final Guinness World Record breaker this week. This is a Venezuelan balloon company. I'm not going to name them.
They are some big balloons.
They are a balloon. No, they're not.
They are multiple balloons. That's where
they are. Multiple balloons. There, yeah, absolutely. This is the. Stop interrupting me.
I was trying to figure out what the plural of balloon was until I realised it was balloons.
Yes, it is pretty. Yeah, literally just balloons. Yeah. So anyway, they have created the longest sentence spelled out by balloons, which is, as you can see here, success has nothing to do with luck. It is a matter of consistency. Made up of 7,236 conventional sized balloons, I believe. I don't have an exact measurements of the balloons, or indeed the exact hue of the balloons used. But that's
Tony. Can you do more research, man? These are just we could put a pin in these. They're just weak. They just don't work. You've got to do more research. You can't just come with clickbait headlines.
Did you intend for that?
I did. It was good.
Yeah, you're right, Stevie. I will stick to my guns. This is TTIN. This is my segment. I will do it how I damn well please. Thank you very much.
This is clickbait, man. Oh, yeah.
So yes, I don't know. As Dale's just said, I don't know what the.
Were the balloons made out of tortillas?
No, I don't know.
Is a giant tortilla that they're lying on?
But
it looks like lasagna sheets.
It could be a lasagna sheet. It could be.
This could be the biggest lasagna ever made.
I shit you not.
All right, there's a little bit more information for you, a little bit more research for you, done just in time. This is the Venezuelan balloon company, who's will remain nameless because Venezuela are big fans of ours, and I don't want to butcher the name. But this is actually to mark the branch opening its first US branch in Miami.
So who in the marketing team of that company genuinely went, you know what? We're going to launch this new office. What should we do? Should we have a party, do a giant cake, buy everyone pizza? No, I've got a really good idea. Let's spell the longest sentence we can with 7,000 odd balloons that Tony doesn't know.
I'm going to amaze you now. Francisco Gonzalez said it. They are.
Boom.
Take your research and poke it.
I have some news to add to that.
Go on.
I'm not going to try and get my own irrelevant news segment. Polish chefs broke the Guinness World Record for cooking an extremely large food on Wednesday. This was 2012, so it wasn't like this Wednesday gone. It was
proper relevant news.
It was the world's largest lasagna, and it was 5.29 tons. It took 10 hours to bake, and it served 10,000 portions.
Just a snack, light snack then.
There's got to be a small portions and
a lasagna-based pun, but I couldn't think of it.
Yeah, that was pretty cheap, mate.
Oh dear.
Right, Tony, you want to sign us off? Just sign it. Come on.
I don't know. Apparently, it's not my segment anymore. Mitch is taking over. So this is Mitch's irrelevant news.
We have really grilled.
This is Tony.
Anyway, so this is probably the last ever episode of TTIN on account of the fact that I'm shit at it. Take care.
We love it, Tony. We absolutely love it. Don't give it to Mitch. Mitch is shit anyway.
No,
you've all done me a sad there. Everyone's enjoyed it, and then you've all done me a sad.
We love TTIM. We just had problems with the people who were making erroneous records. I've used that word twice now.
Oh, yeah, it's just shit records. I've got no time for it. Like stacking tortillas, there's no fucking skill on that. balancing on a balance board, cutting grapes, talent.
That.
No, not talent.
I don't care how big the grape is, mate. You do it with pineapples. I tell you, you're going to struggle. Like watermelons, like that's going to take some wallop, but it doesn't matter. Cutting grapes on a balance board, I don't think I can even do fucking one.
Do you know what? He didn't even do it. He didn't even manage to do it in one sitting.
He took a break. He's in cricket.
No. He didn't take a break. No. He attempted it, failed it, attempted it again, and failed it again, and actually stopped, went to the store to buy more grapes to come back and do it.
I like the idea that he went to a shop. I love the way they went to the shop.
Oh, I'll let him try again. The tortilla stacker, if he needed a break, he can fuck off.
I like the idea that this guy went to the store, bought like 16 punnets of grapes, and then come back an hour later and went, "Have you got any more grapes?" And the guy's gone, "What's this guy doing? What grape-related activities is this man doing that requires him to have 250 grapes?"
Maybe he took his samurai sword in. I was like, "Oh, you can have as many grapes as you want."
I'm just going on my balance board to cut grapes. Oh, no worries, sir. We've got more grapes for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe it was one of them balance boards that you ride like a scooter, which works on like balance, and he like samurai sword on the back, in his pants, on the balance board, scoots his way to Asda. 400 grapes, please. Thank you.
I'm only going to cut an eighth of these, but I'm not going to cut all 400. Just to know. Right. Okay. Let's move on.
It was great news, though.
It was great news. Well done. That's a good one. Look at that. Great news.
Being out English.
Yeah.
Do we
know
what type of balance board it was?
I like
at this point?
I like the idea that he just had a piece of wood that he balanced on a balloon that he robbed from the other people.
The other people.
The balloon makers.
Yeah.
The sheet balloon.
Well, they were just about to put their last balloon down, and they went, and they've gone.
And he went, "I'll be having that. I'm going to go bring more record."
No. So that record was delayed by a year because they had to source more balloons because they'd bought every balloon available in the world at that point.
League news? Anyone?
Yeah, that's.
League news. Yes, I have some league news. Are we on to league news now? Are we? I've actually got some proper news.
No, not going to happen.
Oh,
have we? Have we got actual news?
Go on, then, Tony. Give us some proper news.
Okay. Should we start with Raiders news?
Yeah, we can go with Raiders. Is it Raiders with a squinty eye, or is it? I've got a Raiders.
No,
news.
it's Raiders news. It's Raiders
What's
news.
your punctuation on this?
At the end. Right, so anyway.
Question mark or exclamation mark?
No, it's the exclamation mark. Absolute exclamation mark.
Kind of news then, sir.
And this feeds into your presentation last week, or a couple of weeks ago.
Ooh. Pray do tell off. Right,
anyway. QB Derek Carr, my QB, Mitch's QB, Ollie's QB, Derek Carr has become the 5th player in NFL history to record at least 20 touchdowns and 3,000 yards passing in 6 of his first 7 seasons. Joining the company of Peyton Manning, Dan Marino, Russell Wilson, and Eli Manning.
It was going so well.
Yeah, I know.
Eli Manning just not. I don't understand how
Eli Manning is just. It just shocks me that he's even lifted one Lombardi. That guy just. I'm not going to take away. That was a great fact. Thanks very much. That was great.
No worries. Let's be honest. The other 4 people on that list have all raised a Lombardi.
You said Dan Marino, right?
No, that's a very good point. I shall. God, it's great having you, Skane. It's great having you on, Skane, because you pick holes in everything I say. It's great.
Skane's like me, but his back's around.
Not having that. Come on here, shit on our show.
Bring him
Go back to the NFL Podden HQ and be like, those fucking guys, they've got the worst half facts that you can ever think.
And also I've got another one for you, which isn't Raiders related, but does definitely is worth mentioning. Did we all see the genius that was Alex Smith last week against the Steelers.
Firstly, not a genius for stepping foot on a football field. That guy should be happy he's got a leg, let alone a life. Sorry, the other way around, a life, let alone a leg. Nut. But yes, I know what you're talking about. Absolute freaking genius.
Unbelievable genius. So for anyone in the chat that didn't see it, Alex Smith last week, I believe it was coming up to the end of the first half, on a third down, took a sack, and they had I think it was 20 seconds left in the half. He took a sack and there was no timeouts left. And he basically picked the ball up and run off with it as the kicking team were running on for fourth down. Problem with that is that because there was no ball left to spot, the officials had to officially stop the clock to spot a ball, which gave the kicking team enough time to set up and kick the field goal. Absolute genius heads up by Alex Smith.
Big brains on that man.
Massive brains. Loved it.
Big brains. So I was just looking, because you always do your best research live. And there actually happened to be some Colts news on actually direct on NFL. This was, and it is Irsay said on Tuesday that the door is now closed on Luck. So they're shit out of luck in Indianapolis, but it's now closed. They've said they don't want him back. If he comes out of retirement, it's done. Thinks it's over.
There you go.
Thought I contribute that one. I don't normally have any good league news. Mate, you got anything good?
Before I do go on to it, Matt Berry's had some breaking news. Raiders have placed Jeff Heath on IR. That's not good. He's played so well this year. But yeah, that's sadly. Second report from Matt Berry, Vic Beasley and Chris Smith are up from the practice squad. Smith for good, because we all know my love for Chris Smith. The guy's been a little bounce back and forth from the practice squad. He has he doesn't have 3 sacks. That's the biggest lie I've ever told. But he has a sack this year, and not many people in black and silver do. He sacked Patrick Mahomes. So I like him. He's always been effective for how little snaps he gets. He does slap. So yeah, that's some good news as well. But in terms of around the league news, I don't really have anything for you this week.
Rock on.
Or do I?
Skane, you got anything good? No quick research.
Just the Carolina Panthers are now officially starting to find their own players if they are not doing the COVID protocol as they're supposed to do. So they have just announced.
And that's the way I think it should have been done anyway. It should have been handled in-house first. Is the NFL should have mandated these are the protocols and just said, look, if you behave like a dick, we're going to fine you. We're going to take it straight out of your paycheck. The NFL shouldn't have been getting involved in this unless there was, it wasn't being well handled internally. The first fine should have come, let's say the first contact from the NFL should have been going to the Raiders saying, short your shit out, otherwise we're going to step in. That fine internal should have been working, should have been happening. Yeah. But yeah, nice to see that they're actually doing something right.
Yeah. I do have news. It is around.
Mate.
I didn't. I just knew I had something, but I couldn't remember what it was. And I knew I put it in the little group. But Ali Kingold is engaged. Big up, my man.
Oh, yeah.
Instagram post went out this week saying forever sounds good to me. Cute little picture. What a week, man. Walter Payton nominee gets engaged. Better cap that off with a tuddy and a win. That's what I'm saying.
So, on that bombshell, it has been a record-breaking show for us. An hour and 43. It is pretty freaking late for Skane. He is champing away. I saw him crack a Red Bull out halfway through. Guy's been working since God knows what time.
Not Red Bull, since we're not sponsored by Red Bull. But
no. It was Red Bull, but we're hunting for endorsements. So it was Red Bull, and Red Bull, who to talk to. I noticed. I can't even pronounce that.
It's all right. It might be getting late, but it's still daylight outside, isn't it, Skane?
So it's Naya,
So, okay, Naya. Let's get that endorsement in, guys. We've got a nice little plug there.
Yeah, we should try to work that out for you guys.
That's right.
But actually, yeah, Ninja is jumping here, eager to get to bed. So, and I'm gonna get an ass whooping from Petra because I'm up late and screaming, you know. So probably the neighbors as well is going to knock soon. So yeah.
Skane's going to get the Swedish police at his door, and they're going to be going, we've had reports that you're shouting about stacks of tortilla chips and 17,000 balloons.
Yes. And it's probably going to be about that samurai sword chopping grapes, and they'd be like, "Oh, is he actually chopping grapes with a samurai sword?" You know, yeah. So
see, Tony, you've got another convert. Like Skane's sold on this. This TTIN is the dog's danglies. He's going to go back. They'll be like, I did this interview with these crazy English guys, and you know, all they were talking about was grapes and balloons.
Yeah, you know what? Give it time. Give it time. You'll realise. You'll come to love the lack of research that goes into it.
It's partly what makes it as fine as it is. All right, guys. So on that bombshell, unless there's any other things, I reckon it is probably time to finally put this one to bed. We have put no plugs in this evening. Apart from our friends over at Naya, the finest energy drink in the Scandinavian countries.
or maybe this one.
Oh, no, it's illegal in the UK. Put it down. It's illegal. Oh, no.
No, it's not.
Anyways, it's time for us to say goodnight and look forward to seeing you guys and gals, on the virtual tailgate. silverandblackuk.com/meet opens 15 minutes before kickoff, and we go throughout the game. It's good fun.
I have a great request to end the show. I think just before Tony gives us his sign off, I think we should get from Skane himself a Swedish sign off for the show. I think that'd be cool.
Come on in. Crack it out.
Of course, I'm going with the sign off. Like sign off what we do in the NFL podcast, and it says, you know, everyone at the same time just say "Shulululu." So,
what does this mean before I say these words?
Shulululu. It's just like, you know, shoe, which is like SHU, and you can do a lot of U's after each other. So it's shoo. Depends on it if you are hollering at a girl or a guy. So, and it's just like hello. But then shulululu is like what you say when you go, like shulululu. So yeah, that's what we say.
I'm just going to start using that in real life, in English. Whenever I leave, shulululu.
Exactly. That's how you do. And we actually put that on our podcast T-shirts as well. So as the name of the player, we just, you know, put Shulululu in. So everyone is named Shulululu.
Tony, you don't get to say goodbye then. Like, you better say goodbye now because we're Shulululuing.
Exactly.
Simon Jordan's just dropped a comment of the night saying it sounds like an ABBA song. Which I'm not against. But
nice. Tony, you got any ones there before we shoot Lulu?
Well, yeah.
I'm assuming you Lulu less with a guy and Lulu more with a lady.
Let man speak.
But I mean, Ollie's doing it perfectly, so I'm not going to interrupt him.
No, I mean, obviously, all for me really is Shulululu.
All right, exactly. Guys, it's been a blast. Let's get out of here.
Shulululu.
Anyone got a cheat code to put in?
What have we got?
Anyone put a cheat code in?
Loads of people with the cheat codes.
Oh, there's 14 people with a cheat. 12. 12 people with a cheat code tonight, guys.
They put the cheat code in, but then accidentally they didn't realise what it did, and then we just made them. We surprised them all.
Cheat code unlocked.
Yeah, it's up, down, left, right, A, B, A, B.
Hey, me, what console are you on?
Oh, one's come back.
What console am I on?
Yeah.
That's the original Konami code, which was penned long before you were born, young man.
Yeah, the Konami code, also known as the
The Shulululu code, yeah. I like that. That's amazing. I like that. I do like that.
Super quick encore though, because I am.
No, it's bedtime. Wife's gone to bed as well. So Shulululu and like Skane is like you guys boring as hell. And he needs Shulululu.
Should we do a nice quick cheat code TTI and then, or no?
Oh yeah, go on, squeeze one in.
Go on. Ooh.
Oh, I'm not even ready for it.
Never ready.
All right, you cheat code extravaganza TTIN, you lucky people. Right, okay, just quickly, this is about toilets. This is about the Chinese Aviation Authority, who's released new COVID guidelines for flight attendants, stating that they should wear nappies instead of using the facilities on the airplane to stop the spread of corona. There you go. I'm sure Skane's got a question about what brand of nappy or whatever. I don't know.
No question.
No, just like what the fuck?
They're Pampalulu.
Pampalulu's nice. So yeah,
Right.
there we go.
Cheat code unlocked. It's been a blast.
Yes.
Catch you guys on the tailgate.
Yeah,
I've
see you
got to
guys
sign this
tomorrow.
off again. Shulululu.
Shulululu.